Hello, everyone. Just want to update you. Looks like Yazoo and the BOP are playing the blame game, and their paper pushers are really disorganized. So here we go. Pastor Hovind writes, I talked to Lisa Davis, the camp administrator, yesterday and today. She said she will see what Berlin, New Hampshire had done and finished, or redo the packet they need to release me. She said there is no waiting time required, but would not give any time frame to finish this. Pray it is today. Today, all new inmates went to orientation. This was my 7th time. The man in charge of the psych talked to us, then called me out to ask why it took 13 months to get to Yazoo City. I explained the case and said I was scheduled to go to home confinement last February. He said I need to talk to Mr. Anderson, the case manager/coordinator, right away. I went back into the administration office where Mr. Anderson was talking. At the end, he said, does anyone have any questions? I said, when is it a good time for me to see you? At first, Mr. Anderson said I should send him a note, but then, when he was done with his talk, he called me out to see what I needed. He seemed a little testy, and I explained to the psych guy who told me to see Mr. Anderson. I explained the problem about February home confinement. He said, what would you like me to do? I said, I'd like you to find out what the holdup is, fix it, and send me home today. He said, that won't happen. He said, as best as I recall from my frantic note-taking, that residential reentry approves home confinement. And the folks in the Northern District of Florida make the decision. He said, there are 2 agencies that can supervise my release, the Halfway House people in Pensacola, the Keaton Center, I think, and the probation office in the old courthouse, where we almost had had trial last month. He said something about Miss Griffin looking into my file, but I don't recall who she is. He said I would have a team, quote-unquote team meeting within 30 days, and I could see all the records, ask questions, and discuss it all with them. By the time all the playing around is done, my time is up. I did not mention the things that are going on in the background as far as court of record, but basically, let's see here, the record. I didn't ask for any of these problems July 13th, 2006 when they arrested me until today. I just want them to send me home as soon as possible, pay the damages for what they have done, and leave me alone. I think the CSE ministry trustees can bring a suit for them taking away their evangelist, and I can sue in my private capacity as well. Please ask Paul Hansen about this. If any of you folks out there want to call or write to help motivate them to find the right paper to sign and send me home, I think the warden here at Yazoo City or the head of the BOP, where you can find all this information at freekenthovind.com under the Help Free Kent page. The squeaky wheel gets the grease, I hear. Maybe 10,000 polite but persistent calls, emails, faxes, etc. would make them feel like Pharaoh. Finally, after 10 plagues felt in Exodus, get these folks out of my kingdom now. Luke 18:1-8. Second project for someone to help me out on. It is rumored here that the land this prison is built on is owned by Mississippi Governor Haley Barbour and leased for 100 years to the BOP. Part of the lease deal was the BOP had to get 65% of their staff from Yazoo City to boost the economy. Maybe one of you who love the Lord in America can do a FOA to verify or deny this. If it is true, it seems like double dipping or conflict of interest for folks involved in lawmaking. Government, Congress, etc. They all have a vested interest in keeping this place full of inmates to ensure the payments are made. Just thought you'd like to know for 1 Timothy 6:10 reasons. Read my book, The Kennel, on lulu.com for more. Thanks for your prayers and help. See you at the finish line. By the way, 2 more first times in a year. Yesterday I got ice cream and today we had fried chicken lunch. Wow, I missed both of those. So there you go. There you have it, Pastor Hovind. How many other people have been locked away for months or a year or years because of the over-bloated, worse than welfare recipient government paper pushers that only have a job so that these worthless congressmen and mayors, some of them are good, most of them are worthless, they can get a nice big fat paycheck and hire their family into positions of power so that they can rule with an iron fist. It's all bull. The whole thing is just a manufactured prison industrial complex, worthless fraud, money-making racket.